Hi everybody, welcome to Stats Week 2. Materials are now posted for you. You should be able to access our Week 2. Here are the class materials. You're going to have a module overview, learning outcomes, please review those, a checklist, make sure you look at that, and then you have the lectures and media. So you have 5 videos, 5 15-minute videos to watch. Once you're done, you're gonna have a guided activity at RStudio Cloud. I still recommend that you follow the guided activity using the class videos. Maybe beginning next week you won't perhaps need it anymore, so you can just do it without watching the videos. But I recommend that this week you do watch the videos, just because of us introducing a couple of things in there that is not necessarily written in the document. This is the reading, complementary reading of Chapter 1 of Open Intro Statistics. If you wish to complement the content that is on the video, class slides are available here, and some additional resources for you, which is completely optional if you do watch or not. Okay? The most important thing about this video is that once you're done watching the lecture videos, you're going to click on the link to go to RStudio Cloud, and here you're going to be. And by the way, I just learned this semester as I was preparing for this that RStudio Cloud is now called POSIT Cloud. I think that's how you pronounce it. So a couple of things. When you open your Lab 2, you might not see any pages open up here. And when I start recording my video, I already had a document, one of the activities down on the right, opened. That created confusion to some of you, so make sure before you start watching the first video of Lab 2 that you open your guided activity. So when you open it, now you're going to be in the same place as I am in that activity. Important, as you're going through it, you have to make sure you click on the green arrow for every single one of the code boxes, okay? So for instance, I'm going to mention to you in the video of Lab 2, first video of Lab 2, that we need some packages in order to run the analysis. 2 packages are going to be our good friends, Tidyverse and ggplot. But for the functions that we're going to use later in the document to work, you need to run this code chunk, this gray box. And as soon as you run it, then the packages become available for us to use its functions. Okay? So make sure you click here. If you don't click and you need something that comes from these packages later on, an error will pop up like you don't have the Tidyverse, a package is missing. Install package, and then you know what you have to do. The packages are already installed for you, but you do have to load it, go back and click on this arrow in case you forget. Important, everything in this box is relevant. These little 3 wiggly things in here, they cannot be deleted. If they are deleted, bad things are going to happen. For example, if I delete this, all of these things become now a code chunk, and R doesn't quite know what to do with these combined code chunks, so don't do that. So make sure you keep those 3 little things in there. So every time I ask you to type something inside these boxes, make sure you type it within these 2 things. Do not delete this, do not delete that. Okay? Another important thing, there are 2 guided activity files here. One is only called Guided Activity Lab 2, then Lab 3, then Lab 4. You're always going to have a second one that's called the same thing, except there is this key at the end. What does that mean? That means that this file here is for checking. I added the for checking because that's not the one you work on as you're watching the video. Okay? Because it will have already all the answers. and you will not have the opportunity to work on the answers yourself. So make sure you're working on the guided activity lab 2. Complete your answers, then knit. This will create the Word document in the end that you then upload on Canvas. Then you might be wondering, how are you going to know, Paula, whether or not I use the Guided Activity Lab 2 or the key? If I decide to save it with another name and just submit the key, are you going to ever know? No. The key is done for you. If you want, you can come here, knit, get the document, and submit. Okay? This means you won't have worked and learned the content of the guided activity. If you choose to do that and go straight to the Independent Activity Lab, you might be utterly confused by its content. The guided activity prepares you for the independent activity where you do alone without a video, okay, or without a key. So it's very important that you follow the videos, or that you try and attempt to do Guided Activity Lab by reading the prompts and then use the key for checking only. Imagine you get stuck, you're not so sure, you're not watching the video, I want to see what was done. You can use the key for that. Just remember that here when I write, I do not say click on the green arrow, right? So make sure you click to load and run every single one of these boxes, okay? I'm going to give you another example. Here we're going to be loading the data. When you do it here, the data set appears on this side. And then here, when you try to view the data, you can, because it's right there on this particular workspace, right? If you don't click here first, then you're not able to run this code. I'll show you what happens. If we throw this away and we don't click here and we try to do this, it's going to say, oh, this object is not found, because this code is asking to view an object that was not loaded. So this one is dependent on the other. Okay? So this is important. One last comment for this week. Let me go back to our Canvas page. In addition to the independent activity that you need to do this week, you also have to do a comprehension check. So both the guided activity and the comprehension check are due on Tuesday. On Wednesday, the answers will be available for you on the comprehension check, and from that point on, I cannot give you a grade anymore for late submission of the comprehension check, because the questions will be there. The answers will be there. You can miss 2 with no penalty, okay? But I'm not able to allow you to do the comprehension check after the assigned date, okay? Everything else, if you need extra time, just let me know. And even for the comprehension check, if something is going on in your life that is making it particularly complicated, just give me, send me an email so that we can arrange something special for you. All right? Okay, so we are ready for week 2. Thank you, and please reach out if you have any questions or concerns. Make sure you're checking your announcements throughout the week. Bye-bye.